everyone, welcome to the Writer Studio. My name is Angela Drake, and today we are in our 4th video of our Camp Nano Prep series. And today is going to be all about your writing crew. There is something magical when you realize that you are not alone in what is really a solitary endeavor. And I found part of my crew. I have several crews. But I found one of my most anchored crews about 10 or 11 years ago with what our founding member June has come to call us the Kabbalah. She has found a spot for us to be, to gather, to vent, to whine, to cheer, to support, and to write. And this is my core group. This is the people that when I need to talk things out, this is my go-to people. We have Tara and Pam and June. Kathy has kind of stepped away for now. But there's still the 4 of us that meet on a regular basis. Some of us more than others. But we know when we need to talk to people who understand what we are going through, this is the crew that I want to go to. So thank you, June, Tara, and Pam for that. Now, there are different types of crews, but I put this one up first and foremost because this has been my biggest crew so far. This has been the one I've been with the longest. When I lived in Illinois, I had a writing crew that I dearly loved. I seldom talk to any of them since we moved down here. Time and space does that to things, but the internet has also offered up several different opportunities, and we're going to get to those in a minute. I want to stick to my outline so I don't forget or skip anything. Your first and foremost are your family and your friends. You want to think about how supportive are they in what you do, and this is where you may need to ask some really hard questions. Do you assume they know how important your writing is to you? Or do they even get it? Have you really sat with them and talked? If not, happy with how things have been in the past, maybe it's time to have that hard chat. A perfect example of this, and Bob and I have been married 38 years. And one of the things that I keep going back to when it comes to these hard conversations is early in our marriage, I would get so frustrated because I couldn't get any help around the house. But one of the things that Bob finally said something one day that made me stop and think. He's not a mind reader. If I needed help with something, I had to say something. I couldn't just assume he knew what I wanted or what I needed. Just like with babies, when they cry. They expect us to understand why they're crying. And it isn't until they are able to be verbal that they can tell us, Mommy, my tummy hurts. Or, Mommy, I don't like spinach. But you have to get to that point where you actually open up your mouth and say, this is important to me. This is what I want to do for the month of April. And I would really appreciate your help. And this is what I need help with. Your family and your friends. If it means don't call me for anything unless somebody has died, tell your friends, I appreciate this, but I really need you to back off for the month of April. I want to focus on getting this book written. That's all you need to say. If they don't understand, find new friends because they don't support you the way they expect you to support them. Hard truths in this video. Okay, second point is another great group is the Nano cabins. Now, the Kabbalah gathering, our gathering of goddesses, we have a cabin that we use every time camp or Nano comes around. But we don't use the camp per se so much because the cabins on Nano so much because we have our own group meeting place outside of that. But the Camp Nano cabins, say that 3 times fast, is a great place to post messages. If you don't meet in a regular group setting, either in a chat room or in person, the cabins are a great feature for posting notes saying, I'm going to be sprinting at X time tonight. Anybody want to join me? or I can't meet Friday, can we bump it to Saturday? That kind of thing. Think about the message boards when you went to camp. There was a board where messages were posted, you know, so-and-so, you have a letter from home in the office, or whatever. Camp Nano Cabins is a great place for a few friends to get together. They do have a limit. You can either set up your own cabin and invite your friends to join you. You can research existing cabins where you can go in and make new friends and invite your others to come along. Or you can request Nano to drop you into one of the existing cabins and make new friends. Camp is about making new friends and being reunited with the ones that you haven't seen since last summer. So take advantage of the camp cabins. Next, there are sprint groups, and I'm going to link sprints in the description box below that I have found to be very welcoming. I have also found through trial and error that there are specific sprint styles that don't fit me. When I went looking for the sprint groups on YouTube, I was looking for structured sprints. I love my Kabbalah group. They're excellent people. But sometimes we chat more than we sprint. And when I want to sprint, I want structured sprints. So there are ones where that's all they do. I mean, they use a timer, they sprint for 20 or 25 minutes, and when that timer stops, the chat or break sprint timer kicks in, and when it's done, we go right back into sprinting again. Now, breaks between sprints is important. They are for taking care of personal needs, grabbing a snack, filling your water bottle. If nothing else, just get up and stretch and move around, because sitting all the time is not good on your hips, on your whole body, let alone the spreading of the hips, the lower back issues, all of that. You need to get up and move around. But you don't want to stay outside of your sprint and story so long that you have to basically retrain your brain to go back to where you were at. So I like sprint groups that are structured with a specific amount of time that they sprint and a specific amount of time that they break. That's me. Research the different sprint groups online and find ones that will work for you. And you can go in and you can click on YouTube, click on the Live tab at the top of just below your browser bar, and then search writing sprints. And you will get a whole list of people that you can sprint with and their times. Now this weekend with the Storyteller's Hearth has been sprints going on round the clock since 7 o'clock yesterday morning, Saturday morning, until 8 p.m. tonight. But they are sprints where there are 3 to 5 people co-hosting the sprint. And for me, it was too much talk in between the sprints. So I went back to looking for sprints where only one person was hosting, and that's all she or he was about, was getting the writing done, taking the breather health self-care break, and then coming back and sprinting some more. So you can do that, but I will link a variety of sprinters down below in the description box. The next one is Discord groups. Now, Sarra Cannon has a Discord group. HK Darkwood has a Discord group, and these are another great place. Nano has a Discord group. This is another great place where you can go in and connect with groups of people, and there's most always somebody wanting to sprint, or at least focus on getting some portion of a writing project done. So that's my tips for this week. Make sure family and friends are aware that you have a dream, and you want to work towards your dream. And you will work toward your dream, but it will be much easier if you have their help. Nano cabins. Make new friends. Sprint groups. Again, make new friends and bring others along. And Discord groups, same thing. There are different types of styles. And if you don't like to work with groups, if when you want to sit down and write, you just want to be alone, you can also look for writing sprints on YouTube that have timer clocks on them that you can use, anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. And I'll link a couple of those down below as well. I played with a 10-minute one last night, and I'll tell you, once you start using a 10-minute sprint and a 5-minute break, the words will really build up and begin to flow the more you're in that 10-minute sprint. Personally, I prefer a 20-minute sprint with a 5-minute break, or a 25-minute sprint with a 5-minute break. And I think I talked earlier in one of the videos about Sarra Cannon's sprint challenge in helping you find your most productive way of sprinting. And I will relink that video down below to make sure it is there for you as well. I will be back here on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we will discuss our Nano projects and what we need to do to get ready for Nano to kick off on Saturday. This will be a premiere. It will not be a live. It will be a premiere. The video will be pre-recorded, and I will be in the chat room available for us to talk about some of the things that you've seen in the videos this week. If you have questions about anything that I've talked about, that is the perfect time to ask me. So that will be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this coming Wednesday. That's day after tomorrow. So I hope you'll join me for that. Let's plan to make this a great Nano. And if you have done Camp Nano before and not done as well as you would have liked, come on into the group and chat with us. Maybe we can find solutions for you to try to overcome the challenges you've had in past Camp Nanos. I look forward to seeing you Wednesday morning. Happy writing.